kick in the back. He said that he needed that. He hot willed in the face. He daring to motivate. He said one day you will see his place in world history. He dares to be recognized. The fire's deep in his eyes. How many victims?
Em cima de quem que você vai jogar essa faca? Vem cá, moleque. Eu vou te pegar. Não adianta correr. Eu vou te bater. Vem cá.
Não.
Vem cá, Michael. Vem aqui, eu tô chamando, hein? Não adianta fugir. Você vai apanhar.
Não vou sair, não.
Michael Jackson is the seventh of 9 brothers and sisters born in Gary, Indiana, to steel mill worker Joseph and mother Catherine. Some say the Jacksons turned to music the day their television broke down. But from the day they started performing, they were destined for stardom, beginning at a place called Motown.
With a child's heart, go face worries of the day.
He lost the ability to be a kid before his 12th birthday.
With a child.
So let's go back to when you were growing up and feeling all of this. Well, I guess it's a sense of anguish, I guess. So there was nobody for you to play with other than your brothers. You never had slumber parties. You never. What's your relationship like with him?
I love my father, but I don't know him.
Are you angry with him for doing that? I think that's pretty cruel, actually.
Am I angry with him?
Because adolescence is hard enough without a parent telling you that you're ugly.
It's very difficult. Am I angry with him? Sometimes I do get angry, yes. I don't know him the way I'd like to know him. My mother's wonderful. To me, she's perfection. I just wish I could understand my
was that a particularly difficult time for you?
Very, very, very difficult. Yes. Because I think every child star suffers through this period because you're not the cute, charming child that you were, and you start to grow. And they want to keep you young forever and little forever.
Who's they?
The public.
Don't stop till you get enough Michael Jackson.
Off the wall, Michael Jackson.
The winner is Michael Jackson.
After the groundbreaking group dance video for Beat It went on the playlist, the album began to sell at a rate of 800,000 a week.
People wondered if he would be able to follow up the success of Off the Wall. No black performer sold that many records domestically.
Everybody waited for the Thriller video. They trailed the Thriller video for months before you saw it. I mean, and everybody knew exactly what time on earth we were all going to watch that. Thriller went to the judges. There was no question. It was like, bang! You're looking at an album that will stand in perpetuity as the greatest selling album of all time. Nobody ever gives him the credit he deserves. He was a phenomenon. None of us are ever going to achieve those things. He was the only one that could. He did it. He became the king of pop.
Came into the place, I knew right then and there, there was something different about this girl. The way she moved, her hair, her face, her lines, divinity in motion. The girl was bad. The girl was dangerous. dangerous. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth.
You know you want me.
just one touch. I just wanna touch and kiss, and I wish that you could be with me, girl. Tonight you give me, 'cause you give me butterflies inside, inside. Tonight if you would take my hand, baby, I will show you that you to the light, babe. If you will be my love, baby, I will love you till the end of time. Just wanna touch and kiss, and I wish that I could be with you tonight. Girl, you give me, you give me.
Thriller, o álbum mais vendido de todos os tempos. Foram mais de 117 milhões de cópias no mundo. Foram mais de 4 milhões de pessoas que assistiram à turnê Bad. Quinze países, 4 continentes. Entrando para o Guinness Book como a turnê que mais rendeu no século XX, foram cerca de 125 milhões de dólares. Bad também está no Guinness Book pelos 7 concertos esgotados em Londres. Foram mais de 500 mil pessoas, quebrando os recordes de Beatles e Rolling Stones. Já na Dangerous Tour, foram mais de 3 milhões e meio de pessoas e 69 shows. Maior índice de audiência de uma TV a cabo pela transmissão do show na Romênia com a HBO. Já na cidade do México, foram 500 mil pessoas. Jackson quebrou o próprio recorde de maior audiência, registrado pelo Guinness Book. E falando em recordes, as turnês mais assistidas do mundo. Black or White, maior audiência de um videoclipe já exibido simultaneamente em 27 países. Foram mais de 500 milhões de telespectadores. O cantor mais jovem a alcançar as paradas de sucesso. O artista do milênio, eleito por 3 vezes. O artista mais bem-sucedido do mundo, segundo o Guinness Book, em 2007. O artista mais caro de todos os tempos. A capa de álbum mais cara da história é o History. Custou por volta de $1,5 milhão de dólares. O artista que mais gera busca na internet, o making-off mais vendido de todos os tempos, Thriller, o álbum com mais gastos até hoje, Invincible, o artista com maior número de fãs, por volta de 1/3 da população mundial, o nome mais caro do show business, quase 8 bilhões de dólares, o artista com maior número de premiações, mais de 1000, a turnê com maior equipamento da história, Dangerous Tour, foram 60 carretas, 20 caminhões, 2 aviões, os maiores de cargas na época. Foram 68 trabalhadores, 3 dias de montagem, 3 telões de cristal líquido, 1000 luzes, e mais de 10 mil cabos elétricos. A segunda maior turnê de todos os tempos, History Tour, foram mais de 4,5 milhões de pessoas em 82 shows. O álbum History duplo foi o mais vendido de todos os tempos. Cerca de 20% da população de Luxemburgo prestigiaram a turnê History. Foi a primeira apresentação do artista na África. Já no Havaí, foram mais de 120 mil ingressos esgotados em 24 horas. A única turnê que passou pelos 5 continentes. A pessoa mais conhecida do planeta, o maior ícone negro de todos os tempos. Após o anúncio da turnê This Is It, foram mais de 200 mil pessoas tentando comprar ingressos ao mesmo tempo no site, por volta de 33 bilhetes vendidos por minuto, e 1 milhão de ingressos foram esgotados em menos de 5 horas.
And is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
See, number one, as I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. Number one, this is the situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. It's something that I cannot help. It's a problem for me, okay? I can't control it, okay? But what about all the millions of people? Let's reverse it.
Okay.
What about all the millions of people who sit out in the sun to become darker, to become other than what they are? Nobody says nothing about that.
And what did you think? I mean,
it's in my family. My father's head is on his side. I can't control it. I don't understand. I mean, it makes me very sad.
I just want to get this straight. Yeah. You are not taking anything to change the color of your skin?
Oh, God, no.
You did not purposely?
We're trying to control it, and using makeup evens it out because it makes blotches on the skin. I have to even out my skin. All races of people, from Arabs to Jewish people, like I said before, to blacks. But when I say Jew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kike me, don't you black or white me.
They don't feel they've heard everything about the whiteness of your skin, and that it's not somehow a choice on your part, along with the makeup, to be, is it to be neither black or white, neither to look completely male, to be in the androgynous zone? I think they want to know, it is a decision on your part some way, the way you look. Where does it come from?
I think it creates itself, nature.
Yeah.
Do I wish I was the color? You have to ask nature that. I love black. I love.
Do you wish you were that way?
I envy her because she can tan. The press has made up so much god-awful, horrifying stories.
I know.
That are completely appalling.
I know.
Completely appalling. And so far from the truth. And it's made me to realize the more often a person tell a lie, the more times you hear a lie, I mean, you begin to believe it. If it's told often enough, you start to believe it. And it's appalling the things that have been said about me, and they're completely false.
Looking for that oxygen chamber. I cannot find the oxygen chamber anywhere in the house.
That story is so crazy. I mean, it's one of those tabloid things. It was completely made up.
Okay, but there you are in something there. There's a picture of you. Where did that come from? How did it get started?
I did a commercial for Pepsi, and I was burned very badly. And we settled for like it was $1 million, and I gave all the money. We built this place called the Michael Jackson Burn Center, and that's a piece of technology that's used for burn victims, right? So I'm looking at the piece of technology, I'm touching it, feeling, and decide to just go inside of it just to hammer around. Somebody takes a picture. When they process the picture, the person who processes the picture say, "Oh, Michael Jackson, he made a copy." These pictures went all over the world with this lie attached to it. It's a complete,
that story, it was like it had legs.
It's crazy.
It is.
Why would I want to sleep in a chamber?
Well, the rumor was that you were sleeping in the chamber because you didn't want to grow old, and that was
stupid. That's stupid. It's completely made up, and I'm embarrassed.
Let's go down this. Did you buy the Elephant Man's bones when you were trying to get them?
That's another stupid story. I love the story of the Elephant Man. It reminds me of me a lot. You know, I could relate to it. It made me cry because I saw myself in the story. But no, I never asked for the Elephant Man. Would I want a pair of bones?
I don't know. So where did that come from?
Someone makes it up, and everybody believes it. If you hear a lie often enough, you hear it enough, you start to believe it.
Yes, and people make money selling tabloids. All right. Just recently there was a story, and I know one of your attorneys held a news conference. There was a story about you wanting to have a little white boy play you in a Pepsi commercial.
That is so stupid. That's the most ridiculous, horrifying story I've ever heard. It's crazy. I mean, why? Number one, it's my face as a child in the commercial. Me when I was little. Why would I want a white child to play me? I'm a black American. I'm proud to be a black American. I am proud of my race. I am proud of who I am. I have a lot of pride in who I am and dignity. That's like you wanting an Oriental person to play you as a child. Does that make sense?
No.
So please, people, stop believing these horrifying. That's so important. You know, that's not important to me. I'm a great fan of art. I love Michelangelo. If I had a chance to talk to him or read about him, I would want to know about what inspired him to become who he is, the anatomy of his craftsmanship, not about who he went out with last night or why he decided to sit out in the sun so long. What's wrong with, I mean, that's what's important to me.
How much plastic surgery have you had?
Very, very little. You can count them on 2 fingers. In my book, Moonwalker, it's in my book. You know, let's just put it this way. If all the people in Hollywood who have had plastic surgery, if they went on vacation, there wouldn't be a person left in town.
I think you might be right.
I think I am right. I mean, empty. But this is something that happens like every day with other people.
Are you pleased now with the way you
I'm never pleased with anything. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
It's part of who I am.
And so when you look in the mirror now and the image that looks back at you, are there days when you say, well, I kind of like this, or I like that today, or
I'm never
I think I'm pretty cute today?
I'm pretty cute today. No, I try not to look in the mirror. I really do, because I'm never happy with what I do.
What happened in Germany, where there was a huge outcry, and you suffered a great deal of negative comment in the press? Was there no one in your group who said, Michael, even though you're not going to damage your child, and you would never harm your child, but Michael, if you dangle blanket over a balcony, you are going to be severely criticised?
No, because...
Was there no one in the room who would say, Michael, don't do it?
My governesses were up there.
And they didn't say no?
No, because I was holding that baby strong, hard, tight.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, though.
And I know better. And I've seen...
You know better.
People that flip their kids up in the air, do somersaults and catch them. And, you know, I get caught up in the moment. It's holding on tight. Just let them give away. And, but... and it happens for like 2 seconds, but when it gets on the news, they slow it down, they don't show the crowd, it makes me look like I'm this eccentric idiot dangling his baby over a balcony like a nut.
You're not dropping the baby, please. Please. They blew it up into something it's not.
We know about it.
So
misunderstood.
Explain it. What don't we know about it? What should we know about him we don't know?
All right, I'll tell you from the very beginning.
Good.
He had such a grip on that child. And if you look at it again, he's got that child so tightly held under the armpits.
You're showing it now. Yeah, he is. Got it pretty tight under his arm.
Governance was up there, security was up there, other people. I took my other children up there and did the same thing.
Like I said before, he's very proud of his children, you know? And to listen to his fans all night long, they're so adoring and so loving and loyal. And they'll be there all night. And they wanted to see the little one. And he showed them the little one. Nothing inappropriate, but certainly I think it was made too big a deal of.
Even now you're happy that you dangled him over the...
Not happy that I dangled him over the balcony, no.
You're not happy
that I let the kids wave to him.
When Martin Bashir arrived to film Michael and his children, Bashir was immediately confronted with one of the major worries of celebrity parents, the horrible danger of kidnapping. Consequently, as a security measure, public appearances by Michael's children require that their faces be hidden behind masks or veils.
You don't let anybody see the children.
I don't want a Lindbergh baby. Somebody took Lindbergh's baby, Charles Lindbergh's baby, took him in the forest and burned him to death. Okay, so I don't want that to happen to my children.
Bashir's repeated questioning fails to establish one important fact: whose idea it was to wear them.
I obviously have some influence, as their faces are still covered. That was my request, not his. Michael's very proud of his children. I'm the one who's terrified. I'm the one who's seen the notes. And someone's going to take his children. They're not. They're not. Whatever can be done. They're not. There's nothing more terrifying than looking at a piece of paper that says, I'm taking them. And I said, you know what? I wore a scarf, no big deal. Pretend it's Halloween.
I don't want people seeing it. Because the press they can be very mean. I don't want them to grow up psychologically crazy because of the evil things they can say to them. I want them to be normal.
I've been running for my life like that, hiding, getting away. You can't go that way because they're over there. And we go, let's go this way. Pretend we're going that way, we'll go that way. And I say, hold on, stop. This person deserves their privacy. You are not allowed to go there. I go around the world dealing with running and hiding. I can't take a walk in the park. I can't go to the store. I have to hide in the room. I feel like you're in prison. What's been the most intrusive thing? What's the worst? They've always have been. They would go as far as to hiding in the places. They will slide a machine up under the toilet. You go, oh my God. They've done that. When you came into this hotel, you had to come in, or you felt you had to come in through the kitchen. I've been doing it for years. In many lobbies I've never seen the front door. Never.
We traveled underground like rats scurrying through a maze. That's the world Michael Jackson had to live in to get anywhere safely.
Paris is Oshkosh. Blanket here is Kuko. Now remember that because he's the rebel. He runs. No need to remember Princes. He's the oldest.
Hurry. What game do we play? Ta-da! All right, come on, let's do it.
Ta-da!
Hold on.
Me first, me first.
Blanket.
I want this one.
Where's your manners?
Sorry. Please.
Come on, let's put it on. Now listen, everybody. You gotta stay close to Grace and close to each other, okay? Do not use your...
You are somewhat eccentric, to say the least. The way you dress, the way you look, it invites me. Maybe I like to live that way. I like to dress that way. I need some space. Give him a chance to relax. He has a heart. He's human. Show him to the world like that. When you have some space where he can go to school. I want him to be called Wacko Jacko. That's not nice. They call the father that. That isn't nice. Right?
You said you don't want your child to be called Wacko Jacko's son. How are you going to prevent it so they don't do it to him?
They created that. Did you ever think that I would have a child one day that I have a heart, it's hurting my heart, so I pass it on to him?
Do you like being a father?
I love it.
Michael, if this little boy says, Daddy, I want to go on the stage. After what you've gone through?
Hold on now. Hold on. If you do go that way, expect this, expect that, expect this, expect that. You lay it all out. I had to lay it all out. So you're going to get all this, and all this, and all this. You ready to do that? Yeah, I can't wait. Go! And do it better than I did it.
But know what you're in for.
Know what you're in for.
I'm not gay.
And I loved taking care of him. It was at the highest point of my life, and he and I were united together. And he and I had an understanding about some of the people and things that could go on around him. And he was with me on those things. And we were a unit. And I could take care of the low.
Were you angry with him before?
I was angry.
You were angry with him when you left the marriage?
I was very angry. I was so angry because I felt that we were so united, and then at some point he pushed me out.
Why did the marriage end?
There was a very profound point in the marriage when he had to make a decision. Was it the drugs and the sort of vampires, or me? And he pushed me away.
Vampires?
Meaning people that are sort of spiders, vampires.
Sycophants sucking his blood?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
So you saw that all around him?
Oh God, yes. Yeah. I honestly can tell you that it was every sense a normal marriage and everything.
So good to me. you're such a great friend. Please let me do this. I said, you need to be a dad. I want to do this. And no. I nagged him into it, if you will.
She's a wonderful person.
And if you're talking about romance, maybe then, if you want to have a marker, if that makes you and the rest of America feel that they need a marker, then you could probably use that.
From the first moment Debbie learned she was pregnant, Michael warned her of what was to come.
He said, you don't know what they can do. And I said, oh, come on. We're having a baby, and all people have babies. We're having a baby. Come on. How can that be weird? We're having a kid. I found out at one point a picture of me pregnant was worth $500,000. To who and why? Have they never ever seen someone pregnant before? Am I supposed to look different pregnant because it's Michael's baby than someone else? And we were very excited. Michael was definitely more excited than I was. You know, he was so excited when we had a contraction. And he was there. We had videos, we had music, you know. And it was long. It was 23 hours. And I had a very colorful language. And every time I went to say something, Michael would cut me off with shoot or fudge.
Oh, he doesn't like cursing.
Or he didn't think it was necessary when there were other words would do. So, but he was there the whole time, held my hand, stroked my head. I think I puked once, and I was so embarrassed, and he was like, stop, you're fine, this is beautiful, this is wonderful. I said, I'm gonna die. No, you're not gonna die, this is great. Okay, we're crowning, you know, and Michael's back, he's right there. And he goes, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Yeah, having come from a medical background, there is no way, blood and stuff, there's no way, it can't be. Sorry, I don't come from that background. It's like, Michael, it can't be that beautiful. He was swelling up. And then his son was born. And I looked at his face. I'd never seen that happen. And that's what made it wonderful for me. Was to see that on his face. I was flying to Paris all the time. It's actually how she got her name, so she was conceived. We have a non-traditional family, and if it makes people uncomfortable, it's a shame that they're not more open. We are a family unit. Michael and I will always be together. I will always be there. I will always be there for the children. When people make remarks, oh, I can't believe she left her children. Left them? I left my children? I did not leave my children. My children are with their father. Where they're supposed to be. Split up because I got to a point where I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the fact I couldn't go to the grocery store. For two reasons. One, I'd get followed. Two, I'd have to look at crap on the newsstand, sort of right at the register as you go out that wasn't true. You know, I wasn't used to it. I like doing things for myself. Michael is more than generous. He said, we don't have to go to the grocery store, but I want to. I really want to. I want to go back to what I can go back to. That was what I was used to. That's where I'm comfortable. Doing this is very uncomfortable for me.
But it's hard when you're detained, you know. It's hard to have a marriage, and one day I'll be married again, but it's too soon. I went through 2 divorces. So I'm married to my fans. I'm married to God. I'm married to my children. I'm married to life.
I believe that there are people who should be parents. And he's one of them. he is such a fabulous man. He's such a good friend. And he's always been there for me. Always. From the day I met him.
In that time, they've gone on some very unusual outings, often with Michael in disguise.
Yeah, he called me then. Another video. Yeah. You know, I'd sneak out without security. I got caught. I was like, God, it's like a Beatles film with being chased by people. We have to call security to bail us out. Yeah, we had a good time. He's always a lot of fun.
Did he know the headlines that said Wacko Jacko?
Sometimes you've seen him, and you would actually see him take it and turn it around, so the kids didn't see it.
He was successful in shielding those kids from these headlines.
He had the desires of women like we do.
In fact, they say he had at least 2 girlfriends, dispelling that other rumor.
We had a curtain that covered the back seat. You couldn't see in the back seat. They talked back there, and you know.
So he's making out in the back seat?
Or chewing loud gum.
It sounds like you're chaperoning 2 teenagers on a date.
That was cute for.
get revenge is to try and destroy my album. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Eminem and this disrespect that he showed you.
I'm gonna make you
Wonder said that he was piling on, and how really rude it was for someone who made his money from the community, as Eminem has, to now diss the community in a sense, and a racist, and I've said it, very bold-faced, bigoted kind of presentation. Tell us how that hurt you, and how you're feeling about it now.
I've never met Mr. Eminem, and to have him, I've always admired him. To have him do something like that was pretty painful as an artist to another artist. And it's sad because, well, I think what Stevie Wonder said is true. And I just don't want to say too much more than that. He should be ashamed of what he's doing. Stevie said he's bull.
Stevie did, and he is bull.
That's what he said. I mean, I'm not saying that Stevie said it. And Stevie's he's amazing. He's one of the sweetest men in the world. You know, and it was wrong on the name to do it. I've been an artist most of my life doing what I do, and I've never attacked another fellow artist. Great artists don't do that. You don't have to do that.
It still hurts your feelings, and you don't want your kids to see it.
Oh God, I would hate it if they saw it. I would hate that.
Do you want them to know that?
To know about it? it was done subconsciously. Like I said earlier, where can I go? I mean, it's hard. I've tried to go as myself, and I've had policemen actually tell me, put on a disguise and give me an autograph for my wife, whatever. They tell me, why are you out here like this with no security? So, and there's like fans everywhere, so I can't do it. I do it sometime, but it's very difficult.
But you owned Neverland before you had the kids. Was it for you or the exotic animals? Were they Michael Jackson?
Oh, for me, yeah. And for sharing with others. For me and sharing with others. Because it gave me a chance to do things I never got to do when I was little. We couldn't go to the movie theater. We couldn't go to Disney. We couldn't do all those fun things. We were on tour. We were working a lot. And we enjoyed it. We did enjoy it. But this allowed me to have a place behind the gates where the entire world, everything that I love is there.
You create, like Barry, this imaginary or imaginative world. Do you ever outgrow something like that, Michael? Do you ever, think, oh, this is silly to have the llamas and the little choo-choo train and the ride?
It's calling God silly if you do that. Because God made all things great and small. So that would be wrong. Whenever you have the Ferraris, or they have it's an airplane or a helicopter or whatever they find, wherever they find their bliss. And my bliss is giving and sharing and having simple, innocent fun.
Your homes, for all the grandeur of Neverland, your home is quite modest. And your personal style, I don't see any bling or anything. How come? How can you have a big diamond there for Michael?
Because I'm honest in that way. And if I had it on, I would probably give it away from the first kid who would walk up to me and say, wow, I like the necklace here. Because when I was little, stars like Sammy Davis, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, if I admired something they were wearing, I'll simply say, God, I love that shirt you're wearing. They would give it to me. So I was taught that. That's part of a show business trait, to hand it over.
Despite the glare of the media attention, and even the day that I was there and you invited the inner city kids there, what's it like to have the kids there? Why do you do that? I wanted to ask you that question that day, but I pose it to you now. Why? Why do you, when you see those kids, tell me what's going on.
Because I think I traveled the world over 8 times around the world, and I go to hospitals. I do as many hospitals and orphanages as I do concerts. But of course it's not covered. But that's not why I do it for coverage. I do it because it's from my heart. And there are so many children in the cities who've never seen the mountains, who haven't been on a carousel, who haven't petted a horse or a llama, who've never seen them. So if I can open my gates, and those gates open, and that bliss, an explosion of screaming and laughter from the children, and then run past the freezer, run on the rides.
There have been many disgusting statements made recently concerning allegations of improper conduct on my part. These statements about me are totally false. As I have maintained from the very beginning, I am hoping for a speedy end to this horrifying experience to which I have been subjected. I shall not in this statement respond to all of the false allegations being made against me, since my lawyers have advised me that this is not the proper forum in which to do that. I will say that I am particularly upset by the handling of this mass matter by the incredible, terrible mass media. At every opportunity, the media has dissected and manipulated these allegations to reach their own conclusions. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted. They were supposedly looking for any discoloration, spotting, blotches, or other evidence of a skin color disorder called vitiligo, which I have previously spoken about. The warrant also directed me to cooperate in any examination of my body by their physician to determine the condition of my skin, including whether I have vitiligo or any other skin disorder. The warrant further stated that I had no right to refuse the examination or photographs, and if I failed to cooperate with them, they would introduce that refusal at any trial as an indication of my guilt. It was the most humiliating ordeal of my life, one that no person should ever have to suffer. And even after experiencing the indignity of this search, the parties involved were still not satisfied and wanted to take even more pictures. It was a nightmare, a horrifying nightmare. But if this is what I have to endure to prove my innocence, my complete innocence, so be it. Throughout my life, I have only tried to help thousands upon thousands of children to live happy lives. It brings tears to my eyes when I see any child who suffers. I am not guilty of these allegations, but if I am guilty of anything, it is of giving all that I have to give to help children all over the world. It is of loving children of all ages and races. It is of gaining sheer joy from seeing children with their innocent and smiling faces. It is of enjoying through them the childhood that I missed myself. If I am guilty of anything, it is of believing what God said about children. Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. In no way do I think that I am God, but I do try to be God-like in my heart. I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing, and I know these terrible allegations will all be proven false. Again, to my friends and fans, thank you very much for all of your support. Together, we will see this through to the very end. I love you very much, and may God bless you all. I love you.
Lisa, did you ask Michael about the charges? Did the two of you talk about the impact of the marriage on the allegations?
Absolutely not. He called, I was in touch with him through the whole process of this charges going on. I was talking to him when he disappeared. I was actually supposed to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico when he left and disappeared, and I got a call that he wasn't going to be there, and I was actually part of the whole thing with him, but talking to him on the phone. So I didn't...
Did you say to him, are they true?
No, I didn't. No, I actually did not.
I want to take a minute here, and I'm going to come back to the marriage.
Sorry, he went on and on and on about it, so I didn't really have to say, are the allegations true? It was, you know, on the phone, you know, and
over and over
just
again.
Constant, yeah.
Never harm a child. I want to be specific as I can. Did you ever, as this young boy said you did you ever sexually engage, fondle, have sexual contact with this child or any other child?
Never, ever. I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I am. And it's not what I'm not even interested in that.
And what do you think should be done to someone who does that?
To someone who does that, what I think it should be done, gee, I think they need help in some kind of way, you know?
How about the police photographs, though? How was there enough information from this boy about those kinds of things?
The police photographs that they took of me. Yes. There was nothing that matched me to those charges.
There was nothing. There was nothing that concurred.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you today. There was not one iota of information that was found that could connect me.
So when we've heard that there was a marking of some kind.
No markings.
No markings.
No.
Why
am I still here then?
You're not going to ask me about that, are you? Sorry, about the markings.
You can volunteer.
No, I'm just... The point is that when that finally got concluded that there was no matchup, then it was printed this big, as opposed to how big it was, what the matchup was supposed to be.
It didn't work. It isn't so.
Aware that Jordan Chandler, or his family on his behalf, filed a lawsuit against you.
Yes.
Phone call between the father and stepfather at the center of the child molesting accusations.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. Yeah. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen to him. Yeah. Beyond his worst nightmares. Sell one more record. If I go through with this, I win big time. I will get everything I want. There will be the story for it.
You're beyond this.
I know.
You're a respected
Well,
child.
Mr. Bashir's full knowledge. Michael had his own behind-the-scenes camera documenting the major interviews. The quality of the audio and video may be a bit raw at times, but it will enable you to see and hear the interviews as they actually happen, and will allow you, the viewing audience, to draw your own conclusions. And while Michael Jackson has provided this footage to us, he has absolutely no control over the editorial content of this program. But who is Martin Bashir? And how did he get an exclusive interview with one of the most reclusive pop stars the world has ever known?
In 1995, this little-known British journalist caused an uproar when his sensational interview with Princess Diana revealed details of her extramarital affair. Since then, he has scored interviews with some of England's most notorious newsmakers, becoming somewhat of a celebrity himself.
Martin, quick word for the evening news.
His interview with Jackson was, as he put it, a request to show me the real man, but show me everything, make nothing off limits. Michael agreed, and the first interview was scheduled for the summer of 2002. In these photos of one of Bashir's interviews with Jackson, you can see the camera that captured the footage you were never meant to see. It's mounted right there on the light stand. This is the view it was capturing at the last interview. And this is the shot from the very first interview at Neverland. The man adjusting the lens.
Now this is on.
Okay, so can we have silence in the house?
Yeah.
Is Jackson's own documentary camera.
I mean, the moment I started breaking the all-time records of the biggest selling albums of all time, they called me weird overnight, strange, wacko, you know, they said I'm a girl, homosexual, he wants to buy the Elephant Man bones, he sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber. None of that stuff is true. All completely made up.
I've seen where you sleep.
It's all a lie.
I've seen where you sleep, exactly. And it's not a hyperbaric chamber.
I sleep in a bed. I mean, people would be so surprised how normal and simple the way I live.
Most people would have a very hard time thinking Michael Jackson's life was normal or simple. Maybe it's that ranch north of Santa Barbara, California, the 3,000 acres he calls Neverland.
People say, why is he always with children? Well, I was raised in a world with adults. When kids were playing in bed sleep at night, I was up doing clubs. I was doing club dates, 3 in the morning. The striptease would come on after us. You know, we were performing. There was no Christmas, there were no birthdays, and we were very strict Jehovah's Witnesses. So I'm compensating. Nature makes sure that I compensated for the lost. So when you come behind my gate, you'll see amusement park, you'll see animals, you'll see everything I never got to do. There's candy everywhere. It's fun.
While Bashir and his crew were here at Neverland, they got to witness what has become an almost weekly experience. Busloads of children, some from the inner city, some orphaned, some terminally ill, but all of them escaping their reality to spend the day at Michael Jackson's creation.
Listen, kid.
Spent with children from the Make-A-Wish Foundation at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. What was Mr. Bashir's comment? We'll quote directly from his appearance on ABC's Primetime Thursday. One of the most disturbing things is the fact that a lot of disadvantaged children go to Neverland. It's a dangerous place for a vulnerable child to be. Now, I'm not saying that I saw any evidence of Michael Jackson being involved sexually with any children. Quite the contrary. But what I am saying is that children who are vulnerable should not be going into the house of a billionaire superstar where they sleep in his bed.
As we said, that was Bashir's comment heard on TV by millions of people. But what did Bashir say to Michael Jackson about this day at Neverland? Let's take a look at the footage that was captured by Michael's camera, documenting the interviews.
The problem is, you see, nobody actually comes here and sees it. But I was here yesterday, and I saw it, and it's nothing short of a spiritually kind thing.
He does it all the time.
I know, but I've told him. I know.
A lot of people see it, but
they never talk about it, and I've said this to him, and what I wanted to convey is those two things. And what we've had the privilege of doing this week is not only talking about the musical genius, but about what we saw yesterday, which was incredible.
The woman you see
has been Michael's makeup artist for over 20 years. After listening to the glowing praise Bashir had for Michael in this interview, she had a very hard time believing he could call Neverland a dangerous place for children.
I've never read about that. I didn't even...
It's so hard for me to imagine that Michael opened up the gates not only to Neverland but to his heart, to Bashir. And
Now, what could make an award-winning journalist have such a different opinion between what he would say on the air and what he would say in the interview footage not included in his special? It appears that after Mr. Bashir had called cut for his own camera crew, he may well have forgotten that Michael's camera was still recording his every... That they are restricted, they are overly protected. I was angry at the way his children were made to suffer. What he said about Michael's parenting skills in the footage that was not aired appears to paint an extremely different picture.
One of the things that I noticed about you over the last year is your relationship with your children. And I have to say to you, and I didn't know you before, and you haven't put on a front, your relationship with your children is spectacular.
I love them.
And in fact, it almost makes me weep when I see you with them, because your interaction with them is just so natural, so loving, so caring.
Thank you so much.
And everybody who ever comes into contact with you knows that.
I'm crazy. I would die for them. I'm crazy about them. And I tell them. I look into their eyes every day. I make sure I do it. I say, look at me. I say, I love you very much. In your eyes.
What they actually say to you is they love you and you say, I love you more. That's what you say every single time.
Say that, right?
That's your phrase, and I've heard it. I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times.
Yeah, and
some years ago, you yourself were about to embark on a tour, and allegations were made about you and children. What about 1993? What happened? What was Michael Jackson doing?
because they don't know me. They don't know me. All that was false. Complete innocent guy. I would never do it. I would slit my wrist if I would hurt a child.
He would never hurt a child. Never. It's not in him. No way. He would never do anything inappropriate with a child. It's the furthest thing from his mind. When those allegations came, 93, I think it was devastated. I mean, talk about going for the jugular.
I watched Michael after they accused him of that child molestation. But at first he was a little lonely and all, but he never stopped because he knew it wasn't the truth, and he never stopped loving children.
No, that's what I admire about him. He keeps going. He's not going to give up. And he's going to still give to all of us. I just know it. And Bashir's will come and go. You know? Michael will live forever.
He was never indicted. I said he was never charged. He was never anything. Now, they came in this house, right? And they tore this house apart. They went in my mother's safe. They went in, and they tore it up, and they went in my mother's high blood pressure pills, and they were looking at, I mean, just what were they looking for? They were trying to get some crap on Michael that was not true.
What hurts you most?
When they lie.
They did it to try and belittle me, to try to take away my pride. But I went through the whole system with them, and at the end, I wanted the public to know that I was okay, even though I was hurting.
What happened when they arrested you? What did they do to you?
They were supposed to go in and just check fingerprints and do the whole thing that they do when they take somebody in. They manhandled me very roughly. My shoulder is dislocated, literally. It's hurting me very badly. I'm in pain all the time. See this arm? This is as far as I can reach it. Same with this side over here.
Because of what happened at the police station?
Yeah, at the police station. And what they did to, if you saw what they did to my arms, it was very bad what they did. It's very swollen. I don't want to say.
What happened?
You'll see.
We were given this photograph said to be taken after Michael Jackson was released on bail. Jackson says the swelling above his wrist is where the police handcuffed him.
How did they do it? I mean, what did they do?
With the handcuffs, the way they tied them too tight behind my back.
Behind your back?
Yeah, and they put it in a certain position knowing that it's going to hurt and affect my back. Now I can't move. It keeps me from sleeping at night. I can't sleep at night.
And Jackson says there was more.
One time I asked to use the restroom. And they said, sure, it's right around the corner there. Once I went in the restroom, they locked me in there for like 45 minutes. There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad. And one of the policemen came by the window and he made a sarcastic remark. He said, does it smell good enough for you in there? How do you like the smell? Is it good? And I just simply said, it's all right. It's okay. So I just sat there and waited.
For 45 minutes?
Yeah, for 45 minutes, about 45 minutes. And then one cop would come by and say, oh, you'll be out in a second. You'll be out in a second. Then there would be another 10 minutes added on, then another 15 minutes added on. They did this.
I allowed a family to visit and spend time in Neverland. Neverland is my home. I allowed this family into my home because they told me their son was ill with cancer and needed my help. Through the years, I helped thousands of children who were ill or in distress. These events have caused a nightmare for my family, my children, and me. I never intend to place myself in so vulnerable a position ever again. I love my community, and I have great faith in our justice system. Please keep an open mind and let me have my day in court. I deserve a fair trial like every other American citizen. I will be acquitted and vindicated when the truth is told.
Nunca viram Michael tendo ataque. Nunca o ouviram gritando com alguém.
Mas sua carreira estelar foi ofuscada por terríveis acusações.
Não importa se você é o Michael Jackson ou se é Jesus Cristo, não moleste crianças.
O Michael Jackson era inocente de todas as acusações.
Por isso, quando Michael Jackson morreu, muitos se perguntaram, apesar de sua morte ter sido provocada por abuso de medicamentos, será que ele já não estava em frangalhos há anos? 5 de junho de 2009. O dia começa como qualquer outro em Los Angeles, na Califórnia. Ouvem-se rumores de que Michael Jackson está em estado grave.
Paramédico 33, qual é o endereço da emergência?
Tudo começa com uma ligação desesperada para a emergência.
Oi, senhor, eu preciso de uma ambulância o mais rápido possível.
Qual o problema? Diga o que aconteceu.
Temos um senhor aqui que precisa de ajuda. Ele não está respirando. Ele não respira e estão tentando a massagem, mas ele não...
Quantos anos ele tem?
Ele tem 50 anos, senhor.
Em 2007, escrevi um livro sobre Michael Jackson, em que dizia que ele havia sido condenado pela mídia. Viu Michael na noite anterior?
Isso.
Ele estava bem?
Estava bem.
Totalmente bem?
Totalmente bem.
Quando o advogado Tom Mesereau assiste a cobertura da mídia sobre a morte de Michael Jackson, ele vê duas histórias diferentes. Ele foi o responsável pela defesa bem-sucedida de Michael no julgamento de abuso sexual em 2005 e considera genuína a reação dos fãs mais fiéis. Mas quando Mesereau lê comentários dos que se consideram amigos próximos de Michael, ele enxerga hipocrisia.
Muita gente começou a sair do nada, tentando fingir que amava o Michael, que se importava com ele. E eu sei disso porque quando estava na casa dele preparando sua defesa, muitas dessas pessoas se recusaram a se envolver quando precisamos delas. Várias celebridades apareceram na televisão para falar sobre o seu amor pelo Michael. Eu sei que quando pedimos, elas se recusaram a cooperar porque não queriam se envolver.
Em 2005, Tom Mesereau representou Michael Jackson no que a mídia americana chamou de julgamento do século. Chegou a pensar que ele era capaz de molestar uma criança?
Nunca. Quando eu peguei o caso, não conhecia o Michael Jackson. Entro em cada caso com a mente aberta. Sempre quero conhecer o cliente como um ser humano e analisar as evidências.
E no caso do Michael, a vida dele estava sendo julgada.
Eu não ligava para o que a mídia ou qualquer pessoa dizia. Eu queria ver com meus próprios olhos. E eu logo percebi que aquela pessoa era incapaz de molestar ou prejudicar qualquer criança.
Michael Jackson foi indiciado por 10 acusações de conspiração e abuso sexual de uma criança de 13 anos, que sofria de câncer e se hospedou em seu rancho Neverland, ou Terra do Nunca. Para Mesereau, este foi o pior ataque sofrido pelo cantor, entre vários que aconteceram ao longo de uma década. E na opinião de Mesereau, estes ataques abalaram a estrutura de Michael Jackson. Mesereau se preocupava com outra fonte. O time liderado pelo promotor do condado de Santa Bárbara, Tom Sneddon.
Ele era obcecado a ponto de ser absurdo. E acho que o que prova isso é o fato dele pedir para um júri de acusação indiciar o Michael Jackson por conspiração para sequestrar uma criança pelo cárcere de uma família por extorsão criminosa. E, além disso, por falsas acusações de abuso sexual infantil.
Na visão desse promotor, o Michael Jackson usava o rancho Neverland como um lugar sinistro para atrair crianças. Paul Rodrigues foi o representante dos jurados no julgamento por abuso sexual de 2005.
Ficou parecendo que o promotor tentava de tudo para convencer o júri a olhar para as coisas do jeito dele, independentemente das evidências. Parecia até que era uma vingança contra o Michael e que ele queria dar um jeito antes de se aposentar.
A imprensa transformou o julgamento de Michael Jackson em um circo midiático. Uma pesquisa do caso feita pelo advogado Tom Mesereau o convence de que defender o cantor pode ser um grande risco pessoal, mas valia a pena correr este risco. Quando pegou esse caso, todos acharam que era impossível vencer, acharam que você era louco por representar o Michael Jackson.
Muitos amigos e colegas disseram que o resto da minha carreira seria definido pelo julgamento do Michael Jackson e que eu não iria ganhar o caso.
4 anos depois, Michael Jackson está morto. O necrotério do condado de Los Angeles determina que a morte do cantor foi um homicídio, causado por intoxicação aguda resultante de níveis letais de sedativos combinados ao anestésico Propofol. Para Mesereau, a causa da morte vai além do que aconteceu no dia da morte de Michael Jackson. O evento fatal foi a culminação dos 16 anos de tortura enfrentados por Michael. Este período teria sido começado com uma decepção. Ele tinha um contrato de 890 milhões de dólares assinado com a Sony. As turnês dos shows Bad e Dangerous foram as mais lucrativas de todos os tempos. Apesar de todo o sucesso, Michael Jackson nunca se esquece de um detalhe, que para ele é muito importante: garantir que pessoas menos favorecidas tenham uma chance.
Quando fomos para a Europa para fazer a turnê de Bad, em todas as cidades visitávamos um hospital infantil e ele comprava algum equipamento. Não era um hospital a cada turnê. Era em cada cidade.
Ina Kukos foi jurada durante o julgamento de 2005. Ela me conta que a relação de Michael com as crianças era inocente.
A relação que existia entre as crianças e o Michael Jackson era genuína. Bom, ele obviamente adorava crianças, mas não tinha nada sexual.
O advogado de Michael Jackson em 2005, Tom Mesereau, acredita que os Chandlers tinham segundas intenções.
Foi o que eu pude concluir quando analisei esse capítulo específico da vida do Michael Jackson.
Para mim parecia que eles esperavam muito do Michael e quando não conseguiram, surgiram alegações.
O pai aparentemente queria ser roteirista. Eu acho que teve algum êxito em pelo menos 1 ou 2 projetos. Mas eles queriam proximidade com o Michael Jackson. E todo mundo que conhecia ele achava que ia lucrar de alguma forma.
Como parte do novo acordo de visitação, Jordan pode passar mais noites na casa de seu pai. Evan Chandler convida Michael Jackson para dormir em sua casa com seu filho e permite que os dois dividam a mesma cama. Tarde da noite, o pai vai checar os dois e encontra Michael Jackson abraçado com seu filho, no que considera uma posição comprometedora. Evan demonstra preocupação de que talvez Michael Jackson esteja molestando seu filho. Durante o que descreve como uma extração dental de rotina em seu filho, o dentista Evan administra o sedativo amobarbital em Jordan. De acordo com Evan, o sedativo faz com que Jordan confesse estar sendo molestado por Michael Jackson. Evan Chandler foi o único a ouvir a suposta alegação de Jordan. Ainda assim, ele ameaça reportar o incidente às autoridades e processar Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson teria pagado 20 milhões de dólares à família. Tom Mesereau acredita que o pagamento foi determinado por empresários, que acharam que perderiam muito mais dinheiro se os shows do cantor fossem cancelados.
Mas essa história assombrava o Michael. Deram o conselho errado. Ele devia ter lutado e ganhado.
Em 2002, Michael permite que o documentarista britânico Martin Bashir esclareça tudo, na tentativa de redimir sua imagem pública. Bashir convence Michael a gravar um filme com uma espécie de crônica sobre sua vida. Quando o documentário vai ao ar, Bashir se revela apenas mais uma pessoa que queria se aproveitar da fama do astro. Os Arvisos, que têm interesses específicos em relação a Michael Jackson. Quando Michael Jackson faz um acordo para uma família não acusá-lo de abuso sexual infantil, em 1993, seus conhecidos dizem que se tratou de uma decisão de negócios. Seus conselheiros consideraram o pagamento como um preço a ser pago para que o rei do pop continuasse a fazer shows.
Porque abriu um precedente do tipo, para que trabalhar se você pode processar o Michael Jackson? O Sr. Bashir disse que a princesa Diana, a quem o Michael Jackson admirava muito, tinha confiado sua biografia a ele. E o Sr. Bashir concedeu uma série de entrevistas em que elogiava o Michael Jackson por suas habilidades como pai e por outras coisas que tinha feito.
O cantor está ansioso, porém confiante, para a estreia de Vivendo com Michael Jackson em 2003. O filme vai ao ar na televisão para ter uma audiência registrada no Reino Unido e nos Estados Unidos. Mas não era o que Michael Jackson esperava e o que Bashir havia prometido. Michael Jackson decidiu conceder uma entrevista ao Martin Bashir. O que acha dessa decisão?
Foi uma das piores decisões que ele tomou.
O filme de Bashir é uma série de momentos humilhantes. E o mais polêmico pode ter sido uma armação do documentarista. A imagem de Gavin Arvizo, um paciente de câncer que Michael havia ajudado, apoiando a cabeça no ombro do artista, ganhou a primeira página de tabloides em todo o mundo. O documentário, gravado para libertar Michael Jackson da polêmica acusação de abuso sexual de 1993, acabou causando problemas ainda maiores. O artista sentiu-se traído por Bashir.
O Michael Jackson não disse que os dois dormiram juntos na cama. O que ele disse foi: o Gavin Arvizo dormiu na minha cama e eu dormi no chão. E o Michael foi usado, manipulado e arruinado pelo Sr. Bashir, na minha opinião.
Assim que Snedon assiste ao documentário produzido por Bashir, decide usá-lo contra Michael Jackson. Ele indicia o popstar que perseguia havia mais de uma década. O filme que Michael acreditava poder defendê-lo dos rumores sobre abuso de crianças acabou alimentando os tabloides e a promotoria do condado de Santa Bárbara. Agentes da polícia invadem a propriedade que Michael Jackson considerava seu santuário. Novas acusações contra o rei do pop são feitas. A promotoria alegava que o Michael não tinha molestado o menino antes ou durante o documentário feito pelo Bashir, mas depois como consequência.
É isso mesmo. E eles começaram a afirmar que o jovem tinha sido molestado depois do documentário do Bashir. E para o horror deles, a defesa mostrou um vídeo em que esse jovem, seus irmãos e sua mãe elogiavam o Michael por ser a melhor pessoa que eles já conheceram. Nesse momento, a promotoria mudou sua teoria e tentou dizer que o abuso sexual começou depois que o nosso vídeo tinha sido gravado. Então foi um processo de 2 passos. Mas tudo foi um absurdo.
Isso não seria possível, mas o promotor mais interessado alterou uma lei significativa que o ajudou a montar o caso. É verdade que o Tom Snedon aprovou uma lei no estado da Califórnia, especialmente voltada para o Michael Jackson?
Depois do incidente de 1993, em que um jovem começou a fazer acusações por causa do acordo, se negou a cooperar com o Sr. Snedon, e assim o Michael Jackson nunca foi acusado criminalmente. O Sr. Snedon se empenhou bastante para aprovar uma lei na legislatura do estado da Califórnia. E essa lei facilitava o uso de evidências de casos anteriores similares, por assim dizer. É um dos estatutos que mais favorecem a promotoria no país em casos de supostos abusos sexuais.
Os que assistiam ao caso de perto revelaram que a família Arvizo mais parecia um bando de golpistas do que amigos de Michael Jackson.
O Michael era muito ingênuo, muito bondoso, muito gentil. Queria mesmo ver aquela criança curada do câncer. Ele praticamente transformou aquilo numa causa que faria de tudo para defender, mas a família começou a querer mais e mais e mais. E ele começou a ficar incomodado com eles. Até o Chris Tucker avisou, dizendo que tinha alguma coisa errada. Tenha cuidado, Michael. Uma coisa levou a outra e ele acabou em um julgamento.
Michael Jackson foi indiciado por 10 acusações, incluindo abuso sexual infantil e conspiração para sequestro.
Eu sou responsável por isso. A culpa foi minha, porque ele machucou as costas naquela manhã em uma caminhada por Neverland. Ele foi para o hospital e eu fui notificado. Contei para o juiz, mas ele ficou muito nervoso e disse que se o Michael não chegasse em 45 minutos, ele ia estabelecer uma fiança e mandá-lo para a prisão. Eu não queria isso. Então liguei para o pessoal dele e disse que não dava tempo de passar em casa. Pedi para irem direto para o tribunal. Ele seguiu minhas instruções e foi para o julgamento. Ele estava de casaco, de camiseta e com a calça do pijama. Mas a culpa daquilo tudo acontecer foi minha e não dele.
Porque assim que a história chega à mídia, as pessoas já viram suspeitas e são condenadas pela opinião pública, antes mesmo de serem julgadas no tribunal.
Existia uma mentalidade que sensacionalizava e distorcia a verdade e os fatos desse caso.
Se for condenado pelas 10 acusações que pesam contra ele, Michael pode ficar preso por anos e até décadas.
As datas dos abusos nunca foram determinadas. Supostamente teriam acontecido depois do documentário do Martin Bashir, o que já não faz nenhum sentido.
A defesa de Michael Jackson desabona todas as testemunhas-chaves da promotoria.
Em se tratando do abuso sexual, não acreditei na criança. No segundo dia dos testemunhos, ouviram a irmã do acusador, Develine. Ela foi até a tribuna e falou: "Eu não sabia que tinha sido molestada pelo meu pai até que a minha mãe me contou." Isso está nos autos. Quando ela falou isso, olhei em volta me perguntando: alguém também ouviu isso?
Nós dois sabemos que existe uma evidência que foi gravada.
Gravada ilegalmente.
São pessoas planejando para armar contra o Michael Jackson.
Isso mesmo, por isso eu sabia que ele era inocente. Nunca achei que ele fosse culpado. Eu falei desde o começo que ele era inocente.
O júri do caso citado anteriormente considera o réu inocente de conspiração.
Ele foi inocentado das 14 acusações.
Após uma semana de deliberação, o júri absolve Michael Jackson das 14 acusações, tanto de abuso sexual quanto de conspiração e extorsão. Ainda assim, boa parte da mídia continua a retratá-lo como culpado.
Quando o júri começou a declarar inocente, 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 muita gente ficou decepcionada.
Na verdade, os vereditos foram ignorados. Os paparazzi começaram a pesquisar se ele tinha molestado outra criança. Opa, alguém pode aparecer com outra história. Descobriram que tudo isso não era verdade, mas essas coisas rendem boas manchetes na capa dos jornais e vendem tabloides. Eu acredito que esse julgamento destruiu Michael Jackson e acho que ele nunca se recuperou desse golpe. Ele é adorado pelo mundo, mas sua realidade é implacável, repleta de ganância, obsessão e traição.
Ele piorou fisicamente durante o julgamento. Tinha problemas para dormir, tinha problemas para se alimentar. Ele me ligava no meio da madrugada, às 3, 4 da manhã, chorando e perguntando o que ia acontecer com os filhos dele. Ele estava horrorizado com o efeito que isso tudo podia ter nas crianças. Apesar de tudo, ele sempre era muito lúcido e articulado comigo, sempre solícito, mas fisicamente ele estava em declínio.
Isso deve ter acabado com ele. Eu me coloquei no lugar dele. Foram 5 meses e meio com a vida sendo exposta daquele jeito. Ele ia dia após dia pro tribunal. E ouvia as pessoas dizendo coisas horríveis sobre ele. Isso devasta qualquer alma. É muito pesado. Eu posso dizer que levei um bom tempo para me recuperar e a acusada não era eu. Então eu acho que tudo isso cobrou um preço dele, da saúde dele e até da maneira dele pensar. Michael Jackson fez tanto pelo mundo no sentido de inspirar as pessoas, de fazer o bem. Não entendo como muita gente não gostava dele, não entendo. Só por causa de acusações falsas, de presunções de que ele se comportava de um certo jeito porque tinha dinheiro ou que ele era esquisito. E daí, sabe, todo mundo é estranho de um jeito ou de outro.
Michael Jackson sabia que sua última turnê seria difícil. E mais do que qualquer coisa, ele queria mostrar a seus filhos como era ver o rei do pop no palco.
Ele não era louco. Ele nunca foi louco.
O Michael acreditava que ajudar as pessoas era seu dever.
Michael Jackson ajudou mais pessoas ao redor do mundo do que qualquer artista mais recente que eu consiga imaginar.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things that people are concerned about.
That's what's so weird, you know.
What did happen?
Nothing happened, you know. I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games, you know. We played it as an amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that, you know, they go, oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him. It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories, and it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario. And the thing is with Michael is that he's not very good at explaining himself. I mean, he never really has been, because he's not a very social person. I mean, you're talking about someone who's been sheltered and sheltering himself also for the last like 30 years, or, you know. And so he's not very good at communicating to people, and not very good at conveying what he's actually trying to say to you. And so when he says something like that, you know, people, you know, he doesn't quite understand why people react the way that they do.
Make of what he's going through.
Like I said, it's unfortunate, and you know, it's a circus right now.
What did you think of the charges against him?
I've never been so angry in my life, because I've been there when his nephews were there and we all were in the bed watching television. There was nothing abnormal about it. There was no touchy feeling going on. We laughed like children, and we watched a lot of Walt Disney. There was nothing odd about it.
So you think they were out after him?
I do.
The authorities and all?
I think the paparazzi started, not the paparazzi, the press.
Is he going to come back to working?
I don't think so, except maybe in Europe.
You don't think he'll ever live in the United States again?
Well, really, why should he? He's been treated like dirt here.
We'll take a break, come back.
Certainly when I made the documentary, there was a small part of that which contained a controversy concerning his relationship with other young people. The truth is that he was never convicted of any crime. I never saw any wrongdoing myself. And whilst his lifestyle may have been a bit unorthodox, I don't believe it was criminal. And I think the world has now lost the greatest entertainer. It's probably...
No, the allegations are nothing but lies. We were friends. We shook my head. I still believe that you will say.
They call me a homosexual. They call me a coward. They say I try to lose my skin. They everything turns the public against me. I know my race. I just look in the mirror. I know I'm black. Listen.